Hello there, cutie pie. I've got my Pokemon bucket hat on today, and we're going to go through some recent lottery tickets that I bought in crypto. Once again, friends, I swear, if I hear one of you idiots have bought more than a lottery ticket, any of these, and you come freaking whinging, you're going to get no sympathy. We're not going to give you any emojis when we reply to you. There'll be a full stop. Cold and hard. I know you like a cold and hard family-friendly show. Please chill out. Everyone's getting a lot of anxiety because coins are going to start moving and they're just exploding everywhere. Trust me, man, it's luck. It's luck. There's chaos. Let's go. Okay, so I've already made videos on these. Of course, I made videos on these already. But first one, of course, Icosa. Icosa is leverage on Hex. Okay. Now, you can go to the Icosa chart. You go to Dex Screener, type in ICSA. This is Icosa USD. But what I want to do is, of course, if you go to the Icosa Hex pair, okay, you will be able to see the ratio of what's actually most important now. So, friends, if you just look at this, you go, oh, 4.4 cents US. You don't want to look at that. You want to look at this right here. See, that's 5.21. This is what you really want to look at, okay? So, if you're looking at this, okay, it's a big range, okay? So, I'm going to put on a weekly chart. So, this is how you know. If you're looking at a ratio, you get to say, okay, this thing I want to buy, is it cheap or expensive versus everything else? So, for example, right, friends, if you, let's say you wanted to deploy money today and you could only choose between Bitcoin and Ethereum, what you would do is you would look at the ETH BTC ratio. But of course, by the way, it's not a guarantee. You look at the ETH BTC ratio, you go, oh, golly gee, this is like 0.051. And I would say to you, oh, wow, imagine one day it gets to 0.10. That's a plus 100% move that you got by being in Ethereum. So you look at that ratio and you go, okay, what's cheaper on the ratio? What's the low one? The low one in this case is Ethereum. So if you're looking at the Icosa and Hex ratio, you can see, oh my gosh, the low thing here is Icosa, all right? And it's got a low market cap, but just please be careful. I drew these boxes. These things are thin. So you just got to, everyone just chill out and continue being my friends. You're literally listening to a guy with a Pokemon bucket hat, okay? Now, when it comes to these, I have the top of my range here at like 8, roughly 8. So basically, if you come in and looking at this, you're looking at this ratio, you're like, well, you might come across this video in the future, you go, well, maybe the ratio is 9.5. You go, that's not cheap enough for me. And that's completely okay because everything can be a price too low and everything can be a price too high, all right? So Icosa is the first one, and obviously I've made a dedicated video on this, friends, but Icosa, we can have a read the notes here. It's leverage on Hex. Oh, please just chill out. So what does leverage on Hex mean? The best example I can give, I've mentioned it before, is what happened to BONK when Solana rallied. So Solana, Sol went up 5x. 5x, okay? So you can write it down. Solana went up 5x, okay? So Sol went 5x, BONK went 100x. So Sol BONK did 20x, okay? See that? So Solana went 5 times. Now, BONK was risky. Why? Because how are you to know BONK was going to be the chosen one? See, that's why it's very lucrative if you have a lottery ticket there. See, imagine someone had $20,000 in Solana. And by the way, I know people who did have that, and they had some lottery tickets in BONK. There were people who believed in BONK a lot. And they must, I don't know what information they knew, but I didn't know it. They must have known some insider information. They knew what the Solana team was going to do to try grift on everybody or whatever and try pump it up. Okay, so they had insider info. I guess I never came across that and paid too much attention. Obviously, regrets, right? But obviously, let's say that 20 grand, if they just had $500 in BONK. Now, in a great perfect world, you'd put all your money in BONK, but you don't know the future. They might have had 6 lottery tickets in Solana. So they might have had the 20 grand allocation. They take 3 off and they go, hey, I've got 6 coins that I think is leverage on Solana. So if Sol goes up, these go up more. I'm going to throw $500 into each. And this is the beautiful part, right? That $500 turned to 50K on the BONK move. Okay, so that's what you're looking at. This happens all the time in crypto. Okay, you're just looking for leverage plays. So if Icosa, for example, got back to the ceiling. By the way, the ceiling is 36. Don't worry about how you do that. If Icosa got there, from today's price, you could get like a 400%, which is a 5x. In a nutshell, what it means is if you had 100,000 Hex and you rotate it into Icosa, here at today's price, and then went up to here one day. When you sell that Icosa back, remember you put in 100,000, you'll get back 500,000. But of course, friends, there are risks, right? That's why I even explain here too. Like, you need Alex, the founder, right? The great magic beard, we call him. He's building in the background quietly. So that's why there are risks. Just like with BONK and all these other meme coins, there's risks with these, okay? So that's why it's leverage on the ecosystem, okay? But you got to think, right? Icosa is such an important integral part of the expansion pack of Hex and PulseChain ecosystem, and like Hex itself, that it just makes sense to me, okay? If Hex recovers and people get a fever for it and they stake again and they're doing the NFT stakes through Hedron, that this thing ends up getting upgraded and promoted more, right? But you don't know, man. You don't know. No one knows, friends. No one knows. So just put your hands up with lottery tickets, okay? So the example I use here as well, like, you know, if Hex does a 10x and this did like a 6x on that, this could give like 60x, but you don't know, man. I'm telling you, lottery ticket, just be careful. There's lottery tickets everywhere. Also, some information. If you ever want to buy anything, friends, you go to, right, you'll go to, say, Dex Screener. You just go to the right-hand side. You see here, and you press on, see ICSA, you press on that. Now it's copied. And then you can go to, right, PulseX, for example, and now you can copy paste it in. So you paste it in, you go, oh, wow, Icosa. You go import, okay, and then you will be able to swap into it, all right? So that's how you're able to grab any address from Dex Screen. Always use that right-hand side. You scroll down and you get any of the pairs, any of the coins you want. Okay, now also the second coin, I added a lottery ticket to, and by the way, there's going to be more. There's going to be more. It's just, hey, I'm just picking them up like Pokemon. That's it. You don't know who's going to move first. Next one is Colt DAO. Okay, Colt. So I had it 2 years ago. It did 100x. I think I ended up getting somewhere like 16 to 25x out of it because you're just scaling out along the way. Man, we literally went 100x in like a week. All right, and now it's dropped 97%. So obviously when I show you the chart, I made a video on this, friends, just to recap. Okay, so the chart is like, wow, you are nice and dead. This is exactly what I want to see. Thank you very much. You are all the way down. The community is still there. They're still active. It's an investment DAO Colt. If you go back here, market cap, see, this is what I do, right? If I'm buying stuff, friends, not financial advice, please go buy bonds, go listen to somebody else. I literally a dude wearing a bucket hat, okay? You lose all your money in crypto. It happens all the time. It's very risky. But what I do is, if I'm buying something, I'll put a range. I'm like, okay, well, at this point, I don't want to touch it anymore because I don't think it's worth it, okay? So when it comes to Colt, for example, I've got 30 million market cap here. So at the time of this recording, when you see it, okay, it's 12 million on the side. So basically, you can get it for like another 100%, which it's not that much on the chart here, okay? So these unit bias, friends, very hard to see. I liked what happened as well. What happened is the weekly super trend flipped green, which shows it went down enough, and it's pulled back to the EMA. But you don't know, man. Anything can happen. If anything goes up, you're not guaranteed how much it goes up. Maybe this thing takes another year. I don't know. It's just something I added my lottery ticket to. Also, another one. Might be controversial, but not really. I mean, it's been sinking for a year and a half. So XEN, right? Highly inflationary coin. So XEN lottery ticket is, we are speculating that Jack, the founder of XEN, he's releasing his chain this year, and it's been delayed, and it's hard, and whatever. Now, Bitcoin halving year comes, friends, and what did I tell you, man? Bitcoin halving year, everyone gets a frenzy. Everyone says, yes, release this thing, upgrade this thing. It is what it is, okay? So I've added lottery tickets into XEN, and this is what you're playing for, okay? This is the XEN chart as well. So it's just going sideways here. Now, you never really know, friends. Market cap, 18 mil, 20 mil. You never really know when it comes to these things. You got to be careful, because at the end of the day, yes, everyone's speculating. Bitcoin halving year, you're waiting to see, okay, is this thing ever going to recover? No one knows. It's just, in every Bitcoin halving year, people just start to go, okay, let's gobble up the inflation. Let's come participate. All right. So yes, that's what you get with these, man. You're not going to find something with super big, strong community and then so tiny little market cap that's like free money for you. There's a catch everywhere. Just like, you got to think about what you're betting on. That's all it comes down to. Okay. So when it comes to XEN, some basic fundamentals, right? So Jack Levin, the founder, has 430,000 Twitter followers. Now, XEN is highly inflationary. I've made posts about it, made dedicated video on it, etc., and been following it for years. Been dropping for a year and a half, but that's okay. Okay, that's all right. It's now Bitcoin halving gear. You're just trying to throw things around. Can they make another chain? You speculate on these things coming in new. This is what we want to find, because if you're trying to find stuff that's established, you're going to be exit liquidity. They're going to try to con you into, hey, come use our chain and maybe you'll get an airdrop. I don't want to participate in those games because you don't know when the airdrop will come. You don't know how big it's going to be. The VCs and the insiders get it. What if they time it wrong? There's too many things that can go like wild when it comes to these. So the goal is you just participate in these. You pray for the best. So when it comes to targets on these, I promise, friends, man, I'm not going to set any targets anymore. I did that in 2021. Not going to do it. You know why? Because it'll fool you. Because your target can be way off. Just assume your target is random. And you might say, okay, if you don't have a target, well, when do you sell? Well, we're just going to have to rely on, well, you can always use the indicators. You can wait for, say, a weekly or daily super trend to flip the other way. Or you could just say what I did basically in last 2021. I said, hey, when Bitcoin hits this price, I accept whatever prices I get in this zone. So in a nutshell, what I'm doing for these, okay, you might say, okay, well, at what point, at some point in the future, yes, Bitcoin might be 70, 80, 100K, 120K, somewhere here, around April 2025. Remember, my secret, friends, 3 out of 3 times, altcoins peaked exactly 12 months after the Bitcoin halving. That's 3 out of 3 times. So if that happens again, that'll be April 2025. So I don't know about the targets. I don't want to think about the targets in terms of price. I'm just going to say, hey, if exactly, 15 months from now, 16 months from now, it's April 2025, I'm just going to accept whatever prices that we've given. Yeah, some things might only be 2x. You never know. Some things might surprise us and be like 30x higher. That's the method I'm going to do unless there is an early euphoric pump in one of these, right? So for example, like if you're in Colt Dow, I bring up Colt Dow here, for example, right? We're in Colt Dow, and let's say for some reason, let's say someone just pumps the living crap out of this up here like vertical. Yeah, you might get excited and want to get out and then get back half in. We can do that, but we'll just wait and see. So that's why, remember, all that stress, it comes when you don't have a good price. Okay, if you just have a low price, okay, hey, it's on the floor. Now I've just got the next window of time. Please, can you go up? You're in a much better position than everyone else. So there you go. I'm going to keep finding out more coins. Unfortunately, okay, I'm participating in a lot more Pokemon coins with paid, with the ICO. But they don't take US citizens, and there's a high barrier to entry. You got to buy paid. If you want to participate, you can. Just be careful. Don't buy high price of the coins. But here's the thing is, the fact that I'm saying this, I mean, it would be be disgusting if it just kept going up and then no one else can enter in. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. There's a risk with everything. There's literally a freaking risk with everything. I'm going to keep doing my best to find out these undervalued coins, etc. and see what we can do. But I know a lot of people getting anxiety. You can feel it when a lot of coins start moving. Yours aren't moving. There's jealousy, capitulation. There's capitulations everywhere. So really, at the end of the day, friends, you place all your bets and then you pray that the cycle, it just repeats, which is effectively, we pray that ETH BTC, so Ethereum, rallies against Bitcoin. We just pray that. We pray that Ethereum rallies against Bitcoin, the 4-year cycle repeats, and, maybe the mania happens again, where just let you know, Elon Musk going on Saturday Night Live to shield Doge, the literal Doge top was exactly 12 months after the Bitcoin halving, to the T. Here it is right now. I mean, like, isn't it weird? Really, really weird. Look at this, friends. Look at this right here. May 2021. Isn't that crazy? So here was the Bitcoin halving. So around May 2020, you have it right now. See here, Bitcoin halving, and then Doge was up. But see, I'm looking at the unicorn winner Doge. Doge did a 300x from the Bitcoin halving into the Dogecoin mania. But you don't know what your coin's going to do. Some coins are only going to do 3x. They never go to the all-time high. Doge was the unicorn winner, so don't get anchored to that in your mind. So praying that we have a good result, because at the end of the day, that's all we're really doing, friends. We literally are just hoping the 4-year cycle repeats, money comes in, and hopefully we accumulate more lottery tickets and we get to adjust them as time goes on. Also, most importantly, you got to keep this back in your mind. If you're in a lottery ticket, starts going up, don't be scared to go, well, you know what? I don't feel that. If you're not that confident, go, you know what? Let me rotate and cover back my core altcoins. Let me stack more core altcoins. So just using an example, right? Let's say you're in Icosa And then Icosa, literally in the next 9 months, let's say Alex releases an update or something, and let's say in the next 9 months, Hex did a 3x and Icosa did a 9x. Okay, so it did like a triple on it. What you might say is you go, well, I'm scared, so because maybe the profit's up. You might say, well, I'm going to rotate a third of my position back into Hex. Now you're playing with house money. You've recovered your initial Hex, and now you're just staying with Icosa. Okay, so you can do this with any coin. You could do it with Zen, replenish your ETH, or replenish Bitcoin, or replenish PulseChain, whatever it is, or Colt. You can do, no matter what it is. But you're gonna have to decide that for yourself, or even stack chaining, or stack any of the other layer 1 chains. We don't know. We're all fully gambling. Okay, we're just praying that at the end of the day, it gets to a point where if it repeats like last time, friends, the euphoria won't just be in one place. Okay, the euphoria will be everywhere. It'll be Bitcoin euphoria, Ethereum euphoria, random memes, JPEGs, like random stuff going absolutely nuts everywhere. And that's how we'll know, oh my gosh, it's euphoric everywhere. Okay, so we're going to know that time is coming. It's not going to just be isolated in like a Solana ecosystem thing like we just saw. Okay, so let's see how the next year goes. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. I'm going to be making more content for you free very soon. Catch ya.